Good. Well, if you wondered how the great Senator Durbin's going to do for the next year and a half, you just saw it, devoted to progress and devoted to taking this on. So, like so many of our colleagues, I spent the last 2 weeks in my state, 19-county tour, and here are two things that I learned that are highly relevant to what's going on here. Because as we have said, corruption is up, chaos is up, and costs are up. What did I see? I saw regular people, farmers showing up in small towns, populations of under 1,000, and sitting next to what were probably best defined as activists. One memorable moment, someone had a sign that said, "This is not normal," who was an activist that showed up. You've all seen those signs at these town halls, next to a farmer who looked at her and said, "What does that mean? I'm normal." What that meant to me was he wasn't part of this big town halls, but he was showing up because of what was happening to him, soybean farmer, just living on the edge because of his input costs, because of weather events, because of some of the things we're seeing out there in farm country for costs and consolidation, and now what you add to it are these tariffs. His soybean market is going to dry up in China. But guess what? He wasn't invited to the White House like Tim Cook was. I'm glad Tim Cook saved his phones, but this guy, the soybean farmer, he doesn't have that phone number. He can't call to get an exemption. Or the woman who runs Busy Baby, maybe you haven't heard about it, but she was Minnesota Entrepreneur of the Year. She's got a business innovative with things for high chairs so the stuff doesn't fall off the high chairs. Guess what? She came up, she is dying right now. She can hardly make it. She didn't get invited to that Wall Street meeting with Secretary Bessent, with J.P. Morgan. She didn't know how to get into that thing. She doesn't got the insight. So who is the roadkill when it comes to this economy that Trump has wrought? It is the small businesses. It's the small farmers. It's the consumers who are facing a $4,000 tariff tax. It is the people that can't reach their Social Security contacts. Their spouse dies, they can't figure out what's going on, they're trying to do it online, then they're asked for an ID, then they're trying to make a call, can't get through, field office closing. That's what's happening right now in this country. So I'm worried about the whole economy, but I'm mostly worried about the immediate, and that is the people that don't have the means to take this on, aren't invited by Trump to the White House, aren't invited to the Treasury meetings. That's what we're seeing in this country right now. And when people say, how are you fighting it? We're fighting it in the courts, over 100 cases now where they found what he is doing illegal or unconstitutional. Democrats are fighting it in Congress. You saw it with the vote that we did on the Canadian tariffs. You're going to see it this week again on that front. And then we're fighting it with our constituents on our side. And we are sick and tired of this rubber stamp Republican Congress. It is time for 4 Republicans to stand up in the Senate and 4 Republicans to stand up in the House, and the results will be different for the American people. But this is the state of the economy in the 100 days since Donald Trump has been in here. And never have I ever seen an anniversary. We always do this stuff. You guys are used to it, 100 days, 100 days, 100 days. Look at the polls. Look at the change. Look at the drastic effect it's having on Americans. That's his 100 days, and he owns it.
Senator Booker.